No props. Coming now onto the field, it's the big Pool C clash between China and Japan. As Dai said, the heavyweights. The first big game of the day. And our referee from Hong Kong is Mr. Matthew Rodden. And you can see the local crowd here. Just figured out that China's playing in this one. The clangers have come out. And the chair goes up. If you're tuning in from around the world right now, turn the volume up. You see over the far side those green clangers, faster than the eye can see.
Of course, Japan returning to the Asian 7 series after a year on the world circuit, so we expect big things from them this season, with having had the experience of playing against the top nations in the world at 9 competitions last year. Interesting to see where they're at. And a significant return as well after knee reconstruction. Jamie Henry, significant 10 and playmaker as well, returning to the Japanese team after considerable time out through injury.
And straight away, we have a line out infringement, a knock on. Saito coming in, going out, coming in, going out. China contesting. Saito holding on to that one too long, and away they come. The Chinese, they're wasting no time here. In goes Jin with a little rubber kick.
Early signs of a fantastically exciting game.
He's got the fingers out the back there. Number 2. It's going to be a number 2. Jin Yi. That means I go and I score the try, I think. Doesn't quite make it. And over goes Liu Peng. Move number 2, obviously a winner.
A lively start from China, and I'm just looking down again. They seem to do it. I mentioned it when we were looking at the girls' team, but this looks to be a completely new, with the odd player, but hugely new team. Again, they tend to base their selections around the provincial champions. They have 15 provinces playing with full-time players, and they tend to then base each year their selection of the national team around the province that wins the national champs. And early signs are that they've come out and they mean business.
Li Peng has nailed the kick, and so it's China 7, Japan 0. The restart was contestable, but Japan get up for it. It's rolled out the back of the hand there. Away goes Saito again. Haruki Saito is going to go all the way here, everybody, from the 70-metre mark. He's beaten 2 and he's ran 70. Great opening try for Japan. It's China 7, Japan 5. So, Dai, the Asian Rugby 7 Series, 3 legs this year, obviously in Qingdao this weekend. Then we move to Bangkok, 26th, 27th of September. And then on to Sri Lanka, Colombo, 10th, 11th of October. But you would expect to see some consistency from the teams as they move towards the Olympic qualifier in Hong Kong, November 7th and 8th.
Yeah, I certainly think that we'll see the top 3 or 4 teams coming to the fore. I know that Korea have been focused on their 7s. It tends to be the same in a cyclical movement of Olympic sports in Asia. So again, China are looking good early in this game, but certainly we do see a huge emphasis in these Olympic years placed on the sport, and certainly performance levels fly through the roof as well. So be interesting times in the 3 tournaments as we build towards that tournament in early November.
Of course, the winner of that tournament qualifying immediately for the Olympics in Brazil. No bigger carrot than that in World Rugby Sevens. Jin just taking that ball onto the line there. Was nothing happening, but he's been holding on to that. Suzuki got over the top there. Good body position. Made sure that it wasn't coming out on the China side. He's giving that a big hoof down the field. 30 meters out now with a Japanese feed to this line out. The lazy stroll as they get everything right on the way. Goya to throw. Good hands there, getting it wide straight away to Saito again. The Chinese defense has done well to fan out. It's going to come back again. Goto having a chance, but that's been well cleaned up by the Chinese. They've defended that well from side to side. They went back 10 meters there, surely.
What's interesting as well, Booz, is that this Chinese team has got some pace in it. They're closing down. The Japanese speedsters out wide, they're giving them the outside. They've got the confidence to cut them down. So I haven't seen a China team start a tournament like this for many years, and it all bodes well for the competition now as we lead through the 3 series. It looks looking fantastic early doors. It'll be interesting to see the teams this afternoon as we move into the second round of fixtures. But early signs of this China team are fantastic for the competition and for Asian Sevens rugby.
Jin swings it away. He's not held, so he gets up and goes again. In goes Liu. Puts the shoulder down. And away it comes again. Looks like he's shaping for the kick. The defense didn't fall for it. Ooh, that looks high. He's giving him a nice scarf there. Under advantage, the China's taken advantage. They're pressing forward. Jang inside. Away comes Kawazuru. There's no one there. It's knocked back by Goto. Goya palms it out to Saito. To Suzuki. He's just going to hold it up here. That was on. Cheeky tap back there.
2 teams working exceptionally hard in defence and attack, and you can see already, you know, as Matt Roden brings the first half to a conclusion, players crouching down, indication of how hard they're working.
Crouching tiger there. There's the admin, the trainers, the nutritionists and the grief counsellors come running on. Here we see Saito again running the length of the field. Just weren't enough gas men back there for China to catch him. Does look like he's got some serious speed, but he's been well marked. And of course the third team making up Pool C is Chinese Taipei. They must be excited about being in a pool with 2 of the heavyweights of Asian rugby, but good for the experience, I guess.
Certainly is, and it's interesting. These pools are formed off the results of the previous season, and while it's right and proper, it should be based on the finishing positions in the Asian series. You never know what's going to turn up in Asian rugby, and already an indication here that Japan are in one of the tougher pools. on the evidence of the side that's been selected by China, and it's great to see China back. They had a poor season last year in relative terms, and did terribly in their game, their own tournament in Beijing. So it's great for Chinese rugby that they're opening their own tournament in such fashion and giving their home crowd something to cheer about.
The second half is underway. It's one converted try apiece here. It's 7-all with everything to play for. On the burst was Goya. Kuwazaru out to Suzuki. What happened there? Go-to cleans it up, but he's out.
Just seeing the Japanese team a bit flustered. And that's because of the pressure that the China team are putting on them, making them flap. Hint of a forward pass, but it went into touch, so early opportunity for China to get their hands on the ball in the second half.
You see the cameras up there in the hands, the mobile phones, everyone's wanting to get a photo of their hometown heroes. That's going straight onto WeChat, I'm sure.
What we're going to see here, boys, is, dare I say it as a commentator, but I'm already seeing the more physical and the fitter, all the experience of the circuit maybe coming through. Some China players already sort of walking.
If we just look back across the field there, a few of the big men from the line out have remained. Especially seems like he's gasping, the big ones.
It's going to come down to the last 4 minutes, and you wouldn't bet against Japan coming through with their full-time squad and having come off the circuit last year and now been down on a training camp in Australia for a month prior to building into this tournament. So the last 4 minutes is going to favour the full-time squad.
Out it comes, and Go-To's broken the line with comparative ease there, and perhaps that's a sign of tiredness coming in. But it was a good heel. It was straight out of the scrum, and like the Chinese just holding back there on defence. And he's gone under the sticks to take it out to 12-7 now, and Takashi Suzuki won't have any problems with the kick, you'd imagine. And he doesn't. It's 14-7 with 4.5 minutes to go. Can China hang in here, get a try of their own perhaps? The crowd is urging them on. That's a beautiful restart from Suzuki. Well contested from Kuwazaru. And that's possession again for the Japanese. It's gold. Ooh. Goya had spotted a gap there and he took it, but wasn't given the ball. He was under the post perhaps. Turnover for China, and this crowd takes it up a notch. It's Chen, the big man. Japanese making it difficult at every opportunity. Liu gets the ball away to Zhang. Some continuity here for China, but that could be held up. Gets it down finally. Out it comes. Liu to Chen, and he's just tried to force that. It hasn't worked, and away comes Saito. Lucky to grab hold of him. He could have gone all the way there. It's Goya to Suzuki. Oshima going in there, but illegally. China presumably will wally this down the touchline and try and get a line out as close as they can. And get a try of their own and get things back on level pegging. That one is a dusty old kick. It's wobbled across the sideline. Some fresh legs coming on for China. Jiang Liwei and Feng Wenru. Looks like the Chinese need some fresh legs as well. Quads are burning with 2.5 minutes to go. China really needs to get something here to stay in this match. They've got their own line out. It's a good run from Wu Ping. It's been turned over. Knock on, no advantage. Where are players like Lemecki this year?
Well, Lemecki he's the only prominent, full-time sevens by missing. You can look towards the likes of Michael Leach, but we know where Michael is. He's in the UK at the moment. But Lemecki is the only prominent star of their sevens group that's missing. I can only assume that he's carrying an injury. His first tournament out, he was ever present last year on the circuit and a hugely significant player. But as I say, they've managed to get Jamie back. Jamie Henry, who certainly would be a huge influence in this tournament.
Jamie Henry was injecting himself into that backline movement, and we end up with a try to Teruya Gotu. But the first phase going 60 meters there. Takes the score out to Japan 19, China 7 with just a minute remaining. That's probably it, I would say.
Yeah. A great game, though. Great game early in this competition. We've become used to one-way traffic in the opening games of this Asian 7 series over the years, but this has been a fine advert for Asian 7s rugby, and fantastic to see that China are back putting one of the top teams in Asia under pressure in the opening game of the pool stages.
Fresh legs for the final 30 seconds as Liu Huachuan comes on. Superb restart. We've seen some. And that's what can happen when you've got a great restart. Unfortunately, just going forward there, but see the value of a good kickoff.
Japan as well early in this game. Gareth Baber and the coaching team from Hong Kong would be looking. They split in the kickoff boozer, so as a result they are creating a situation where you can't get a lifting pod up. So it's significant as well that they're using their tall guys out wide to go and win one-on-ones and breaking the kickoff up by not allowing teams to establish a lifting pod to get above their runners.
New man, Liu, getting some ball with the time up on the clock. Getting penalised by referee Goddard. Chinese would love to give their fans a try here, but they're not going to, by the looks of it. Japan, they want more. The full time up on the clock. They want to rub it in a little bit. Toyoshima, fresh legs. Goto not expecting that. That'll be it. So Japan 21, China 7 in this Pool C top of the table clash. And the Chinese fans here in Qingdao giving their boys a bit of a round of applause, and to that of the Japan team. As Dai said, a good hit out for both teams. They'll both have an easier run against Chinese Taipei in their remaining games today. Handshakes all round. And coming up next in the men's Pool D match, it's Thailand versus Malaysia.